Race your light bike across large magnetic reality cubes while hacking into them to adjust their position in Reality Shift. Reality Shift is a racing game for 2 to 4 players, placed in about 15 to 40 minutes. It's being published by Academy Games and they're bringing it to Kickstarter. We have a prototype copy to look at, and Academy Games sponsored this overview video. To set up, you'll place a 3x3 grid of blocks on the board. Players get a light bike and some cards. Here's a super quick overview of Reality Shift. Players are going to be rolling a die and playing cards to move their light bike across 3D cubes and playing cards to adjust those cubes, basically affecting the game state and the race course itself. Whoever can make it to the finish first wins the game. On your turn, you roll the die. You'll have to move your light bike that number of spots sometime during your turn. You can also play a card to either move the number of spaces indicated or turn your bike 180 degrees. You can also play a card to move a cube as indicated on the card. The interesting thing is that you can do these actions in any order. You will have to move a number of spots indicated on the die with your light bike, but you don't have to do it right away. So it's up to you when you want to do it. And those other two actions, they're not mandatory, so it's up to you whether you want to do them or not. A reason you may not want to play a card to move is if you come to a dead end, and then you would have to crash and have to take your bike off the course and will have to place it back on at the beginning of your next turn. You would either have to go back to the beginning, or if you were able to pick up a checkpoint card by passing over it earlier in the game and no one else claimed it, then you could start there instead. Moving the cubes is a major part in the game to help yourself and to hurt your opponents. You do have to match the color on the cube with a card of that color, but white is wild. If you play a rotate, then you rotate the cube as described 90 or 180 degrees. If you play a flip, then you flip it either 90 or 100 degrees as shown on the card. You could pivot the cube with this tilt card, along the top edge, bottom edge, or alongside another cube. Sliding it lets you slide a cube orthogonally. This is very important because how the cubes are moved will hopefully help you find the right path, and you can even move the cubes closer to the finish and even crush your opponents. Like if a cube covers another cube and a light bike is on it, then the bike is crushed and will materialize on that player's next turn. Start, finish, and checkpoints can become hidden, so it's up to you to figure out how to adjust the cubes to get them in the right position. Whoever moves their bike onto the finish space first wins. The game plays pretty fast. Player count will affect the time, and even how players move the cubes will make a game shorter or longer as well. Bikes can even be sort of protected because you can't move a cube if a player's light bike is on a face that matches their color bike. This game is a little mind-bending. It's not just about how far can I move my light bike. It's about the cubes and how can I adjust them to the best positions to find the right path to the finish. And the blocks all have different path configurations and lead to different sides. This is important as you decide which path to take with your bike. And your bike is able to travel on the different sides because it's magnetic. Now remember, this is a prototype, so the components that you see here will definitely change in the published version. If you enjoy racing games and you like the idea of cubes moving and this mind-bendiness of where do I go and how do I move my bikes and where my opponents are, then check out Reality Shift from Academy Games on Kickstarter. And as always, we'd love for you to like this video and subscribe to Tantrum House.